presentation.
That's right.
All right, the next keynote speaker is a good old friend of Seed Forum who has been with us, I think, most of the times in Seed Forums, at least in Stockholm, London, Tallinn, several other places. Christofer Friberg, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 7 years in this very room, I was sitting on your chair. I was in the audience of the early days of Seed Forum. Up on the stage came a young, vibrant scientist from Chalmers University in Gothenburg, and she presented a very, very bold pitch how we can solve the energy transformation in the world with natural energy. I was so energized by this pitch that my hair on the back was standing straight out, and I decided immediately to contact this lady and ask, can I help you with your vision? What if I then had understood how complex that would be? But anyway, I joined her company. I brought in some of my close friends and colleagues. One of them is sitting here on the front row, Mr. Håkansson, Per Håkansson. And we decided to try to help this lady to develop what several years later became the 5th generation of deep geothermal energy. That is something that is based on the fact that we have immense energy in our planet, so-called geothermal heat, but it has been costly until recently to capture and to benefit from. But we developed this technology here in Sweden, in Stockholm, and also in Karlskoga. It was an amazing journey. 6 years later, when I had hit my head thousands times in the wall trying to find investors for these very massive projects 30, 40, 50 million euros to help cities transform to clean, sustainable energy, and a number of international awards here in Europe and also in Asia, we succeeded to close a deal. We started a joint venture in the city of Changshu, 60 kilometers northwest of Shanghai, December last year, to build the first of these so-called next geo plants. But at that time, we hit the wall again, because when the contract was ready and financed, we couldn't access sufficient competence to operate the project. Those people that we required, very, very advanced geologists and scientists in deep geothermal exploration, they don't exist here in Sweden because we have no such history. The only countries in the world with such history is Iceland and Indonesia and some people in Italy, among others. But here in Sweden, there are no of these people. So very big frustration. I left the company, and before my temperature was on healthy level, a former colleague of mine called me and said, Christofer, now there is a new opportunity, and it's called artificial intelligence, algorithms, and we can package that into something that can help companies like Energiotech and what we were doing before to access sufficient skills. So I decided to switch. This happened 5 weeks ago, and we have now set up a company 800 meters from here in the so-called waterfront building, a company called HIREXTRA, and we are revolutionizing the world how to help companies to access the best talents out there in the world. How is this possible? It's based on the same deep research in algorithms and in mathematics that was spearheaded by companies like IBM some 10 years ago. And IBM is doing big billion-dollar business on this today, but also very much on research that has been done in Cambridge and Oxford University in the United Kingdom in the field of algorithm and artificial intelligence. We see AI coming in everywhere of the society today, in our cars, in our smartphones, in our computers. But the field human resource is still a very manual process, very subjective and very tedious and therefore costly. It doesn't meet the requirements of the company. We have formulated a team of people that are, besides myself, I'm not a specialist in AI or algorithms, but I'm trying to build now a global company out of this. I have members in a team, they are India's leading experts in artificial intelligence. And we are operating since a year from London in Wembley, and now since 5 weeks headquartered here in Stockholm. So our message to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that now finally artificial intelligence has arrived to the human resource sector, and we can help these fast-growing companies. Two very actual examples. Volvo Cars in Sweden are currently desperately looking for 20,000 electrical engineers to solve the transformation to electrical cars and autonomous cars. And Northvolt, the famous future battery factory in the north of Sweden, is desperately looking for 3,000 battery engineers. People that don't exist here in the Nordics because there are no schools, no universities, no companies where you can learn to become a battery engineer. But these people exist in South Korea and in Japan, the only countries in the world with plus 10 years experience in EV development. And ladies and gentlemen, we find these people for the companies like Ericsson, Volvo and Northvolt in 5 to 10 days. 5 to 10 days, that's the time it takes before we identify and make available top talents to Swedish, Finnish and Nordics top tech companies. Who is this suitable for? It's suitable for all kinds of fast-growing companies, large corporations, HR consultants, SMEs, you name it. If you look for talents, this is the way to do it. It's also something that is becoming more and more interesting for financial institutions because they demand these companies. Once the funding is ready, once the business model and business plan is ready, they have to fill up with people to succeed, like we didn't succeed to do in Energiotech, the former company I was working in. HIREXTRA is today, we have a global network of offices. Many of these offices are very young startups. Our Stockholm office is only 5 weeks, but we have a presence in all the major parts of the world, and we intend to build a stronger global network during the coming years. The majority of our people, the AI architects, they are working from Hyderabad in India, but the new headquarters is here in Stockholm, Sweden. And we have an aim and a goal to do an IPO here in Sweden during the coming years. So how does this solution work? It starts by you as an employer or someone who needs talent. You have to formulate a very detailed job description. Forget about all the general descriptions like team builders and office experience. You have to be very, very specific. How many years of Java experience or C++, and where, and for whom, and what did it lead to? That's the kind of very detailed job description that you feed this cloud system with. And then you start it, it works like a search engine for talents, and the client can access the system via a login, see in real time how we, using these algorithms, identify candidates and make them available. And in 5 to 10 days, out of a database of typically 50,000 theoretically suitable individuals from all over the world, we select the 5 top candidates. And all of them are always handed over to the client to meet HR experts for interviews, tests, and final selection. So we never decide who gets the job, but we do the bulk job of sorting out the gold coins out of a big database of theoretical. All CVs on LinkedIn, all CVs on Monster are in our system. We are constantly mirroring all these CVs, so there are millions of CVs in the system. We can reach anyone if they are living on this planet. Sorry, wrong direction. So to compare with, LinkedIn is, as you know, a global system whereby you can create your own CV, but there is no recruitment of people in there. It's just a matching platform, and the other ones out there are more or less the same. So the differentiation is the speed, the cost effectiveness, and the accuracy, and also ensuring the GDPR rules. Very many applications are not handled in a proper way today. Here are some of our early references. All of these companies are references from our operations in India, but we are now approaching companies in Sweden like Ericsson, like Volvo, like Northvolt, and many, many others. We have already signed the first contracts and we are just about to start the first search processes. This is our architect team in Hyderabad in India. My name, you can reach me, I'm Christofer Friberg. I'm working here in Stockholm and out of our offices. We are in a very early stage in the sense of a seed forum candidate. I would very much like us to become a seed forum project all the way to an IPO. We are just about to start up our investor relations page. I'm here the whole day. If you're interested in this, if we can help your company to access top talents in 5 to maximum 10 days, please contact me. Thank you very much for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Christofer, thank you very much, and good to have you continuously on board for many years. I would very much like